So, creativity, self-expression. It's a big part of what makes us human. It's a big part of what gives us our freedom. But can you imagine other people taking advantage of your creativity, of your self-expression? Can you imagine other people monetizing, making money of it, and you're not making any money of it yourself? Well, I had a thought the other day, and the deeper I went into that thought, the more it scared me, given that I am very fond of being creative myself. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you about what I thought about. So hi everyone, welcome back to the Ministry of Guitar. I'm Utkarsh Mohan, coming to you from Singapore. As always, if you like what I'm doing, please do like, subscribe and share. It really helps. My main motivation for this is creative expression, of course. So thank you, and please check out my podcast if you want to go beyond the world of guitar. So I made a video recently on the importance of doing nothing sometimes as a guitarist. And one of my longtime viewers made a comment about, doing nothing can sometimes unlock your creativity, and it's a cheaper way of unlocking your creativity than buying a new piece of gear, which is another way to unlock your creativity. It was an innocuous comment, but when I looked at it, I was like, damn, there is something going on here. And what I realized is that a lot of creative people, and it's not only restricted to guitarists, so this video isn't really only for guitarists, but guitarists, photographers, people who indulge in any sort of craft, really. In the last 15, 20 years, we have been sold, and that idea has sold an idea, and that idea has been reinforced to us that we need things, we need possessions, we need equipment, we need platforms, etc., to help us be creative. Our creativity is not something that necessarily comes from inside of us. It comes from from a guitarist perspective, getting that new pedal that creates a new sound, or getting that new piece, that guitar that may make you play it in a different way. Or maybe from a photographer's perspective, it is that new lens that inspires something in you. Maybe from a woodworker's perspective, it is a new kind of tool that you get. The point, regardless, is that everybody knows that most people, even if they aren't professionals, even if they're amateurs, they could be amateur musicians, they could be amateur photographers. Everybody is trying to self-express. Everybody has a creative vision that they're trying to bring out. Even if you're trying to just do a perfect cover of a song, it is still a creative expression of yourself. You're putting yourself into that cover, right? You're not exactly replicating what the artist does. You're kind of bringing yourself out. So we are all trying to be creative regardless of whether we are creative for a living or not. And I think one of the things that has happened is 20, 30, 40 years ago, tools were tools. If you're a guitarist, you got a guitar. If you're a pianist, you played a piano. Tools were tools. You used the best tool available to you at the time. You did not fetishize the tool, right? The tool was the tool. The folks who started using the 1959 Les Paul in the 1960s, they were using it because of the humbuckers, right? You could get incredible amounts of distortion with less noise versus, say, a single coil. So it was just a tool. But now, you can't be creative unless you have the right tool. You need the right pedal, you need the right guitar, you need the right lens, you need the right screw, for God's sake. It's literally now a wonderful way for companies who know that people want to be creative, people want to self-express. So, hey, let's make some money off it. I know I'm being a little bit cynical. I know that companies are making tools because they want to make the tools better. But of late, especially since the post-internet age, what has happened is that gear within the music industry, within other industries, has become one long sales program where you constantly keep coming up with new products as part of the almost late-stage capitalism way of looking at things, where you have to constantly keep driving more consumption in order to keep driving company value or shareholder value. Just make more tools, just create more products. Tell people, hey, you can't be creative unless you need to get this new thing. Never mind that your creativity comes from inside of you. Never mind that it is unlocked just from yourself. Regardless, one of the things that really irritates me is a lot of people say the guitar wrote the song, and I agree. Sometimes I'm not saying that tools don't have their their utility. But the creative force, what you cannot forget, the creative force behind everything that you do is you. It is the human. It is not the lifeless piece of equipment. It is you. So, from a guitar perspective, this is a very, very obvious point. But I think it goes well beyond that. And the more I was thinking about it, the more I was getting very annoyed, honestly, because since I was young, creativity has been a big part of what I was doing. I used to draw portraits when I was 3 or 4. I don't know which pencil I was using. That's another good example. If you follow artists on YouTube, they're selling you this pencil set or that pen set or that painting set. If you follow digital art, people are selling you that Procreate brush, this Procreate brush, whatever it might, or whatever other softwares are there. I don't know what I was using. I was just using any pencil that I could get my hands on. I have no idea what it was. Then, as a slightly older person, I started writing, and I wrote so much. I just wrote with whatever I had. The tool was not even something I thought of. When I was 18, in my 4 years in university, when I learned guitar, I probably wrote a catalog of about 200, 250 songs. We will get to these songs sometime on this channel. I'm waiting for the channel to reach a certain size before I start launching my musical part of my career. But what I'm saying is, I had one guitar, my Epiphone Les Paul, that's all. The tool did not really matter. Did the tool work? Yes. Hence, I could express myself. I don't think my creativity suffered because I didn't have multiple guitars. But now, in the late capitalism age enabled by the internet, where every moment is a moment where you can be sold something, and companies are constantly trying to make more and more and more value for their shareholders, now it has become, hey, people want to be creative, how can we make money of it? Now, just going beyond the world of just gear, think of Apple. Actually, in a way, Apple started this, because what Apple sold everybody, I wouldn't say it sold everyone a lie, but it sold everybody a dream that anybody can be an artist. So, quick edit. I realized that everyone is not as familiar with Apple's marketing strategy as I am, given I worked in marketing. So when I say they sold everybody that they could be an artist, what they essentially sold to everyone is that, hey, you can be different. You can be someone who changes the world. Anybody can be someone who changes the world. And it really started off with this ad of theirs called Think Different. Not sure if you've seen it. A lot of you may have seen it. Check it out.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
You often use and buy over-engineered tools for your needs just because you have this dream of being creative. You have this dream of expressing yourself. A good example for me is there are three softwares that I bought from Apple. There's Procreate, there is Logic, Logic Pro, and then there's Final Cut. Of the three, Logic Pro is the only one that I got really good utility of because there are limitations to GarageBand. But Final Cut, I end up using iMovie all the time for my YouTube videos because it's got more than enough. Final Cut has so much level of customization that you don't really need it unless you're doing something more complex. Nonetheless, I still paid the $200 or $300. And a lot of people buy a lot of stuff based on a dream. You may buy a multi-effects pedal which has every possible combination available to man, but you won't end up using it. You may buy a very, very powerful computer thinking that you may do something with it, but you don't end up doing it. So selling people on the dream that they are creative, but selling them that on the dream that you need equipment to be creative is nothing new. It is like literally been happening beyond just the equipment industry. It is literally something that started. But there's one step deeper. There is one step deeper that really, again, got me a little bit annoyed about it, because I was thinking about it. I saw the comment yesterday. I've been thinking about this all night. The thing that really got to me is, let's think about what's happened. What's the biggest change in your life in the last 20 years? What's the biggest change? You know what it is. It's the internet, it's the smartphone, it is social media. Social media is completely free. So you might say that, what the hell, where are you going with this? But reality is, social media is a means of self-expression. It's a means of you expressing your creativity, your individuality, your personality. This is true. I think we'll all agree with that. You will say it costs no money. If it costs no money and social media is completely free, why are all the social media companies worth so much? How does that make any sense? They don't take any money from you. They provide you a platform for you to express your individuality. Why is it that they're worth so much? This is not just paper value. There is a real value, real monetary value behind these companies. And the answer is very simple. You all know the answer. It's called ads. The answer is that people spend time on their social media platform, and so companies can reach them. And companies have a much higher opportunity for people to get people to buy stuff because they are hanging out on social media, expressing themselves, being creative, whatever. So what this means is, social media may be free to you in the sense of it is free to use the platform. But because you're spending your time expressing yourself and watching other people express themselves, and I know YouTube is the same thing and I'm doing the same thing here. So I know that I'm talking from within the loop. But, excuse me. So what I was saying is, because you're spending so much time in a place where you can be sold stuff, both by companies directly, both by people incentivized by companies who sell it to you by expressing their creativity, you are actually ending up probably spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on your social media habit. Simply because you are at a place where people can sell to you. Normally, if 25 years ago, you went to the shop once a week. Maybe you went to the mall once a month. Now today, you are constantly in the ever-present mall. The mall exists with you in your phone in the bathroom. So just because you want to be individual, you want to express yourself, it is a very deep human desire. I'm not saying people don't do social media for other reasons. People may do it for status, signaling, and all of that. But there is no doubt that creativity and self-expression is a big part why a lot of people are on social media. And even though they pay nothing for the platform, because they are in a place where they can be marketed to buy more gear, to be more creative, to buy more clothes for whatever, to express themselves, or whatever other example that you can think of hundreds. They end up spending more money. So in conclusion, what I want to say is, this is probably the big lie of the 21st century. The big lie of the 21st century is, or rather not even the big lie, but the big revelation. The biggest revelation that people who want to make money, smart people who want to make money of people, have realized and have totally leveraged in the 21st century is, people want to express, people want to be creative. There is a dream inside every human being to be the best version of themselves. Creativity, expression is a big part of that dream. So let's all make some money. All right, I hope this was interesting, and I'll see you next time.